Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, let's talk about the $6,500 Tesla incentive. How you can actually take advantage of this, and you don't even have to lease it. You can actually get a lot of this different credit, and I'll go through the different steps and some new information that I learned about it pretty recently on how it actually works. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics, but before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And today's live stream is partnered and sponsored by Joa, where you can protect your Tesla vehicle and get a Tesla accessories and everything, but more on that later. So I've been getting a ton of questions about this, about the $6,500 incentive that Tesla has. How can we actually take advantage of it? How is it actually working? And there's some new information about this that if you're looking to do this, you want to really make sure that you are going to be able to pay attention here. Because the first thing is that, yes, this incentive is really for leasing, and how you can actually find it is if you take a look at the Tesla Model Y page. You can actually see on the disclaimer right here that it actually says that monthly lease payments already include the 6,500 Tesla lease credit, which is subject to change or end at any moment. Now, of course, I feel like Tesla did some sort of way to like sell some of these vehicles before the quarter end last month, maybe to get this 7,500 or the 6,500 to apply it to some of these deals. So it's not like these payments are going to get lower in any sort of way. But if you're someone that actually wants a $5,000 to $6,500 discount, then this might be a great way to lease it first and then buy it out. Because yes, like you could pay this premium wheel drive of $45,000 and get that $5,000 to $6,000 discount after the adjusted lease balance and everything. And so here's what you need to know about it. So of course, right now this only works with a lease buyout. If you don't know what that is, basically you still are going to be leasing the vehicle, paying the 1 month maybe or even less than that of the lease payments. And then after you get the vehicle, you're going to initiate a lease buyout, whether it's through Chase or Tesla financing. I think those are the only two banks that actually it works with. You're going to do the buyout, which yes, there are some fees that come along with that, like a disposition fee, a buyout fee, acquisition fee. So you're not going to get the full 7,500, but you'll still be able to get like $5,000 with it. And so it's a nice little loophole, especially because, there is no income limits with this. Like you can make as much money. There's no minimum or maximum income limits. But the one thing with this is, or the couple things is that you do have to have top tier credit. So this will only work, and it kind of makes sense, not only because you have to have top tier credit to get approved, you have to have top tier credit to be able to do outside financing as well, because Tesla will not finance the lease buyout with this. So you do have to have like a different bank setup, whether it's a local bank or a credit union or maybe Chase, Bank of America, some of those other different banks as well. But it cannot be the same bank that you're leasing it through, which if you're going through like Tesla leasing, then it might be okay at the end of the day. And so that's why you do have to have a pretty strong credit worthiness, or be linked up with like a ton of different credit unions, or be linked up with a credit union so that you can get approved and everything. Now, that's not it too, because when you do a lease buyout, you're basically buying the car from the Tesla leasing holder or the bank or whichever. So you might have to go to like the DMV registration and get your paperwork and register the vehicle yourself, or go to like one of those local registration shops that can do all the paperwork and pay their fee to get it done and everything. If you want to read a lot more about this, there is a Tesla Motors Club link, which I guess I'll paste it in the comments down below as well, so you can take a look at it, where tons of people are going through the same situation. And depending on the state, you might have to pay sales tax, because some states don't charge sales tax on leases, or you might have to pay sales tax like in a different percentage when you buy it out and register it a second time. So there's a lot of different variables that you need to kind of take a look into it. And of course, some states you can't even do the lease as well, which they kind of tell you off of the cuff here with on this leasing page, which states you can actually do it and everything. But hopefully that clears some of it up. I mean, it is a nice incentive if you're willing to jump through all those different hoops and you're willing to get the outside financing and everything set up. Now, of course, the 7,500 federal tax credit is pretty much gone at this point, but there still is a way. Like if you are looking to get a Model Y and you haven't placed your order yet, send me an email or DM on one of my socials. And in fact, if you go to my Linktree link down below as well, you can see there's a contact form at the bottom. I might be able to have a way to get you the 7,500 federal tax credit and everything. And don't forget, I know a lot of you out there want the biggest discount off of your Tesla. Well, don't forget about your current vehicle as well and where you're selling it. That's why we partner with Give Me the VIN. They want to get you maximum value for your current vehicle. In fact, a couple different viewers got $3,000 more than what Tesla was offering. So you might as well give Me the VIN a shot down below in the description. Of course, using our links down below, do support the channel as well. In other news, we've got more of these Model 3 standards showing up in inventory. And here's a quick tip actually that kind of makes a lot of sense. Here's a side shot of it next to the wheel for the Model Y, and the Model Y and the Model 3 standard both have this wheel cover that goes on top. And if you think about it, the wheel cover completely covers the wheel and rim behind the wheel. So if you ever were to get into a curb rash, all you have to do is just pay to get this cover replaced or get another one, and then your curb rash is completely gone, or at least not visible anymore. So really cool. In other news, the Model 3 Performance now has the same premium package, free lifetime premium connectivity package as the 2026 Model Y Performance as well. And so it looks like they're trying to make both of these offerings synonymous. So maybe is this a clue in which, maybe there's going to be some sort of other added package to the Model 3 Performance as well. But very interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. And, we talk about full self-driving a lot in version 14 a lot. And yesterday we talked about like, what if version 14 full self-driving is, the next step in getting unsupervised. And maybe full self-driving might be, a no-cost add. I feel like we start to have to think about this in a sense that what if supervised versus unsupervised, and what if unsupervised might have an added extra cost as well, because that's really where the main benefit is. Like Elon said yesterday, like if you can text while you're driving and not have to worry about, driving and utilize a lot of that time back, that's where the real value is, the real money is, and everything. And so Farzad posted this: how much do you think Tesla will charge for unsupervised full self-driving per month? Will it be $100 to $300? And so, this might be the beginning of what it might start to cost in the near future. And of course, hit that like button if you don't want an extra cost, because we want our things looped in and covered and everything, and it might not make a lot of sense. And of course, if there's anybody out there that hasn't picked up their Tesla yet and you want full self-driving for half off, send me an email or DM on my messages as well. You can find my contact information at the link tree down below in the description. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Jowa for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Let's see who dropped by today. We got Art, thanks for coming in. Dalshi, thanks for coming in. Nag, thanks for coming in. Clutch, great to see you. Thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button. I know it does go a long way to support the channel, so thank you for all of that. How bad is supercharging for the battery? Trying to decide if I should wait to buy until I can get a home charger installed. If you're going like a couple times, it won't be. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Of course, Tesla doesn't necessarily recommend it. There's already actually been some studies in which they took a couple different EVs that's supercharged for the full lifetime, and it didn't really see too much degradation. The one thing's for sure, our Tesla Cybertruck, we have like 95% been charging at a supercharger. I haven't seen any range loss yet, but I guess we'll do a check at like 10,000 to see like once the battery is filled to 100%, how many miles is that actually showing and everything. Clutch, not sure if I'm banned from software updates, but something. But I gave advanced toggled and still no Tron update nor full self-driving version 14. Yeah, seems like there's a little lag. I do have another tip that we'll talk about today, and I will show you about it. Tesla should give more public info about this 6,500 lease incentive. They would get more orders for sure, and it's very, very hidden. Yeah, 100%. And maybe even some like Tesla sales associates don't even necessarily know how the inner workings of it as well. And so, I mean, it is kind of a more advanced strategy. So it's there, but it's really only there for people that are willing to go through the legwork and have the ability, like creditworthiness, to be able to go through the legwork as well. Isn't there also an APR? So that would cancel out the lease incentive, right? Well, the lease incentive, you would buy it out immediately, so the APR doesn't necessarily matter. So like if you do the lease payments, it doesn't matter. And as long as you can get favorable interest rate, which a lot of the different credit unions are still in that like 4 to 5% interest rate. You can get a full list at our Patreon group down below in the description. You can easily get 4 to 5%, which is still not that bad. But I guess you have to start to do the math on like, okay, let's say you get it at like 5% or 4.99 versus 3.99 over the course of the loan. Is it worth it for the $5,000? And I would actually probably wager to say it isn't. So really, this is only for maybe even like really high credit worthiness or really high down payment type of purchasers as well. In this next topic, we've got an update from the IRS regarding the auto loan deduction, how you can actually auto deduct some of the auto loans and what you'll actually receive from your bank very, very soon. The IRS has given updated guidance for the IRS. The IRS has given updated guidance for the auto loan deduction update. And basically the TLDR on this is, which makes sense, just like how you get interest statements for your mortgage, they're basically going to be doing the same, or at least the IRS is requiring these banks to do the same so that they can get a deduction of the interest so that you can get the deduction of the interest. So they will have to make it so that banks must make a statement available to buyers indicating the total amount of interest received on an online portal, on annual statement, or by any other means, similar means as well. And so good news to everybody that qualifies for this, and also good news for people that are paying interest right now for it as well. A portion of it will be deductible. And we kind of did the math because it's only 2025 to 2028. And if you're paying 4% on a 50K vehicle, you'll probably get about like $1,000 of cash savings in your pocket, which is still better than nothing versus the, because the 7,500 is pretty much gone at this point. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But the one thing is for sure, if you're about to buy a Tesla, don't forget it doesn't come with this. And this is going to be a set of all-weather floor mats. Our favorite set is 3W all-weather floor mats, especially when you use promo code Dennis35. You get 35% off. So if you're looking for a floor mat set that has great fitment, lifetime warranty, and will also be at SEMA with 3W at their booth. So definitely come say hi if you're in Vegas in the first week of November. And we'll be there with our red Model Y as well. And of course, you can find this floor mat plus discount codes and everything down below in the description. And of course, using our links down below do support the channel as well. Base, how can we get full self-driving for half off? It only works before delivery. So if you're pre-delivery, send me an email, a DM, or whichever. You can find my email on my Linktree link down below. It's the last link right here where you can click for my contact form and everything. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. Great to see you. Leo Kuo, thanks for the super chat. Model Y all-wheel drive repaired for $3K more over a rear-wheel drive. Ooh, that's a tough one. How bad is the repair order? That's my first question. And second question is, do you actually care for all-wheel drive? Like, do you live in an area that has inclement weather? On the surface level, that might seem like a decent deal, depending on how bad the repair is. And if we take a look at it here, let me show you where it actually is. If you find inventory, let's see if we can find a repaired vehicle. So this one right here is a demo repaired vehicle, $2,000 discount with 16 miles on it. Let's see if it's available. A little bit of a loading here. And while we're waiting, if anybody out there is about to buy a Tesla, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you can get up to $1,000 off of your Tesla vehicle. All you have to do is click it open first and then head on to the inventory vehicle to get it. So this one has a $2,000 discount all-wheel drive, which surface level, this looks like a fantastic deal. Like, I mean, $2,000 off a white base vehicle. I mean, you're not really paying that much more over, I mean, over a real wheel drive, and you're getting way more value. But here's where you take a look. You can go to the condition section and you'll go to previously repaired, and that will open up a PDF where we can see the actual dollar cost of the repair order. And this one is $5,524. Now you can ask Tesla to, like, maybe get their 2 cents on it, because I think they can see the damage photos. They can't see, of course, well, I mean, it's already repaired, but they can see the damage photos to see, like, okay, was it in like a full body repair? Was it just like a door? Maybe some other insight. But $5,524, that to me is a little bit on the high end for my threshold. I think like 2,000, maybe 3,000, but if it's 3,000, I want a $3,000 discount as well. And so it really depends. And also, it also depends, like, are you going to be leasing this vehicle? If you're leasing it, then it doesn't matter. You're giving it right back to them. But if you're paying cash or financing, then it's yours. You're owning it. And the cool thing with that is, more than likely, the Carfax will also be clean. So depending on this damage, it might be an internal fix. So you might not have to worry about it at all. Harvey, thanks for coming in. Dalshi, is the rear-wheel drive noticeably better around town road trips? You know what, Dalshi, I still have not yet driven a rear-wheel drive. It's on my to-do list, and you know what? I better, now I'm just wasting time. I should just go get it done and everything. Got my Juniper in May with 1.99. Got rear-ended in total last week. Now I'm deal hunting again. Jimmy, sorry to hear about that, and hopefully everything is okay. Rear ends are no joke at all. And really the only deal at the moment is trying to get the $7,500 federal tax credit if you qualify for it. And I still have a way if you want to send me an email off of my link tree, the contact forms at the bottom, or DM me on one of my socials. Other than that, I don't foresee any sort of deals coming for a bit. And if it's not today, which I was hoping something would happen by today because it is Thursday. If it's not today, let me just check. If it's not today, then it probably will be, it's going to be November at this point. I mean, let's just check Tesla website while we're live and everything. What's interesting is that I was on this website and the Model 3 and the Model Y were the same pages. So there was a little bit of a glitch, but it seems like they fixed it, and it must be because they added the Cybertruck here, which makes sense. Also, the only difference between the two is the additional motor and the dual motor badge. That is it. Clutch. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you live in a place that has no inclement weather, then rear-wheel drive is the best value, hands down. Dalshi, why do more people not cover all the interior plastic with all interior trim options? Makes the interior look so much better to cover all the hard plastic. Some people don't care, nor do they know that's the option, nor do they have someone that's willing to install that for them and spend the money to actually do that. And so there's a handful of different things, and I can see why people, I mean, I'm lazy. So, I mean, I love Alcantara and I love the feel of it and how it actually looks on vehicles. But at the same time, like, unless someone, is providing a service, then I'm not going to go out of my way to try and get it done and everything. In this next topic, Rivian is making bikes now. Rivian started a new side venture, or a new company, or a new company within a company, and it's a $4,500 bike. But a lot of people are saying that this isn't necessarily just your regular old e-bike, but here it is. So the kilowatts actually went to go take a look at it. It's called Ride Also by Rivian. Configuration seating makes it a bigger or smaller, and even a cargo hauler. It's got 1 kilowatt hour of removable battery with USB-C input, pedal by wire with hill and flattening and regen, integrates lights and signals, and no chain derailleur. Launch edition 4,500 or 4,500. I mean, it looks pretty cool and looks pretty sick as well. And so we'll really see if this actually, when it comes out, and what the order and pre-orders or everything with it. Looks like people are saying, like, or Kilowatt said it's like an 80-pounder bike. And you can see when I was messing around with it on one long after the event effectively ended, I accidentally get the front wheel off the ground from torque and body position alone. So it seems like it's got a decent amount of power, and you can see there's like a cool speedometer right there as well. But really cool to see, and we'll see if this actually rolls out, or when it rolls out, and the total cost and sales of it or everything. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Is that the orange iPhone 17 Pro Max? Yes, we actually got it here. And we got the Halo edition. Master Chief. Let's see, what else we got? How long do you think full self-driving transfer will last? Terry, it's a great question because it depends. A part of me thinks that the Lux package will start to get rolled out for more vehicles. And if that happens, then full self-driving transfer is effectively dead. But we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. Different, just curious, when getting a brand new Tesla, would you sell a current Tesla with full self-driving and subscribe monthly, or transfer it and sell it used without full self-driving? Oh, I'd transfer it 100%, because when you transfer it, you get the full value, $8,000. When you sell it used, you're going to get like $2,000 to $3,000, which is still good, but it's better when you transfer it to your new Tesla. When is full self-driving going to be free? When Autopilot was a paid upgrade, but it is included with most Teslas now. Exactly, Clutch. That's where my conspiracy hat is put on and everything. 1 kilowatt, impressive for an e-bike. Blueberry, good knowledge, because I have no idea on e-bikes. I mean, I know some of the big brand names like Super 73, the cool looking bikes, but I have no idea on some of these other bikes. So, I mean, that's good to hear that is, I guess, a big battery or good power, and maybe that's their selling point of this Rivian bike. But I don't like how it's chain drive. I prefer the motor hub drive. Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess we'll have to see when we actually get our hands on one, if we get our hands on one and everything. And this next topic, I know a lot of you out there want version 14 full self-driving. Well, here's a quick tip. Maybe try this soft reset method to see if you can actually get this update, because some people are reporting that this is actually working. Jeebs TX posted this. It worked. Full self-driving for version 14 is coming. Just do as Elon said. Go to your vehicle, go to software, hit advanced, and then soft reset your vehicle. How you actually do that is you hold both scroll wheels down on your steering wheel until it power cycles, the screen turns off, and you see the Tesla logo again. So you can actually do that, and I think you can actually do a longer one, but probably you shouldn't want to do that because that might like reset the vehicle or whichever. But do a soft reset and see if it actually will trigger the update. I tried this last night. It didn't work, but hey, it doesn't mean that you can try and get it done on your vehicle as well, because it seems like it worked for Jeep TX, and now he's got version 14.1.3 downloading to his Tesla vehicle to get the version 14. So let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. So congrats on buying your Tesla, or you're about to just buy your Tesla. But now here's the second most exciting part. That's accessories. And there's a ton of accessories out there, probably even way too much. And I try and bucket it into the top 3 accessories that you can get. And that's going to be phone mounts, all-weather floor mounts, and center consoles. A good set of all-weather floor mounts is probably my #1 recommendation. And I've got a bunch of links and discount codes to all the accessories that I recommend down below in the description and on our best deal spreadsheet on page 2. Check out this one from Jawa that we use on all of our Teslas, linked down below, or their center console, which I also use on all of our Teslas as well. A must-have because Tesla doesn't come with a center console. But my #1 accessory I recommend is going to be all-weather floor mats, and I bucket it from 3 different options: good, better, and best. The good ones are going to be the ones that you find on Amazon. Better is going to be the ones from like Tasmanian. But my favorite, all-time favorite that we have on our Model X and Model 3 Performance currently is going to be a set of all-weather floor mats by 3W Liners. If you use our promo code down below in the description, you'll find that the price of these floor mats are pretty in line with some of the other ones at a much higher quality material. So thank you to everybody that's used our links to support the channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks to everyone. Let's see who dropped by. So with the new iOS, I turned on the spam caller like blocker, but I still get calls like ringing through. It's so weird. Well, I guess because the robocallers are they're stating what they're trying to do, and then it rings through me. And I guess like iPhone thinks it's like an actual person or something. Maybe that's what it is. But I also realized, like, complete sidebar, I was talking to my friend who has got an Android phone, and he was saying that like he can be on a phone call with a scammer, and then his phone will start to like buzz and say like, this call might be a scammer, you might want to hang up. And that's crazy. Like the Android has like different features like that, which I guess is kind of weird because that means they're listening to your conversation as well. Clutch, I want them to add the NACS plug so I can charge this at a Tesla charger and it'll be fully charged in 5 seconds. That would be crazy and almost not worth like the cost of it, but I guess it could be. Can you try it for yourself and see? Never mind, I want to try it. Yeah, it didn't work for me, but maybe it'll work for you. This seems crazy. At $4,500, you could just get a motorcycle or a moped. That's a good point, but can you get an electric motorcycle or moped? base, the only way to get these 7,500 at this point was finding someone that would sell their order to you, right? Pretty much at that point. Jimmy, should I wait until November and just buy now? Think about lease and then buy it out. Yeah, I mean, if you qualify for the, or you don't need to qualify, but if you, well, yes, you do. Like if you've got top tier credit, outside financing, like in that sort of sense, qualify, then yes, you can go through this hoop and jump through it. And you also have to have like the willpower to be able to go through these hoops because, you know, it's not as easy just as buying the Tesla from the Tesla shop and taking it home and delivery. It's like 5 steps. It's like lease the Tesla, talk to Tesla Finance or leasing or Chase, initiate the buyout, do the buyout, get outside financing, credit union lined up, approval, send the check, and then go to your DMV and make sure the paperwork. So it's like probably, if I were to actually write it out, like a 10-step process, which instead of just buying a Tesla from a Tesla vehicle shop, which is, I mean, it's not 1 step, but you get the gist I'm going for here, or I think you do. Justin, Model Y Performance deliver prediction starting the week of November 17th before Thanksgiving. Seems smart and plausible to do the week before Thanksgiving. From what I've heard, Justin, it's not the week before Thanksgiving, but you know, that could change at any moment. Fingers crossed. Any news on the Model Y Performance, Alexander? Yes, we've got a date in mind, and it's, I think we talked about it the other day on stream, but I'm also not supposed to talk about it anymore. So maybe you could view that other stream and see what I actually said. Blueberry, yeah, it's impressive because whenever I look at the e-bikes online, it's only watt hour, but Rivian, it's impressive. Oh, that's cool, actually. So it'd been good to know because I was trying to figure out, like, what's the difference of this? Like, what's so cool about it? Did you try the soft reset on your Model X and Model Y? Only on the Model Y. My Model X doesn't have full self-driving actually because I never got it with full self-driving and I was paying the subscription for a little bit and then I canceled it. Dennis, are you going to get an Optimus Prime robot? Brendan, good question. I mean, we'll really have to see the use cases and the prices first. And if it's, I mean, imagine like launch edition for a Optimus robot, it's probably going to be like 150 plus or something crazy like that. In this next topic, Lucid Gravity discounts are here. It seems like the demand, question mark. We are starting to finally see some discounts on these, and now this is the race to, I don't want to say bottom, but the race to whichever. Kyle with Out of Spec Studios got this email. Big news for the first time ever. Lucid is offering a $3,000 incentive on the Lucid Gravity. And so, I mean, this just literally started deliveries. My friend just picked one up like a month ago at this point. And I mean, when you start to see inventory, as we saw the other day, or saw the other week with inventory piling up for the Lucid Gravity, guess what comes after that? Incentives and discounts. Just the same as how if Tesla vehicles has tons of, or Tesla has tons of inventory of like a Model Y, we'll also start to see discounts and incentives and everything. And so now the next step is for them to probably release the Touring, which would be the cheaper version. I mean, you can see they've got a lease special here of $1,300 a month for 36 months, which sounds high, but it's still much better than the Model X, but maybe not as good as like a Hummer lease, which you can get for like $700 a month or something like that. But in other bad news for Rivian, it seems like the Lucid Gravity failed a range test. The Lucid Gravity Touring is supposed to be 450 miles of range, but in State of Charge's Tom's test, they were only able to get 345 miles of range, which, I mean, in perspective, 345 miles for a big SUV like this is still really, really, really good. But when it's supposed to be stated at 450 miles of range, you know, there's a little bit of a difference there, or a bit of a difference. But let us know what your thoughts on. Let us know what you're thinking. For someone out there that's about to take delivery of a Gravity, let me know. If you're in the Southern California, LA, I'd love to come to your delivery appointment and everything. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. Jimmy, anything potentially coming in November? Yeah, I think there's going to be big incentives in November because at this point, it's already the end of October. They're not going to be doing much. Crypto, great to see you. Smash the like button. No, thank you for that. How much are you expecting Optimus to cost, and will it clean the dishes, charge my car, and even drive my car if no at full self-driving? I think it will fold, close, and load and, you know, take out the dishwasher, but it's probably going to be like a 150 starting price, maybe 120. Blueberry, I know Tesla might not or will not come out with the Cyber Quad, but I'm still hoping they do. You know what, Blueberry? I completely forgot about the Cyber Quad. And yeah, at this point, they're definitely not going to be coming out with that. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button and comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.